All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is. It is 8:30 p.m. on the east, 5:30 p.m. on the west, and we got a talented Philadelphia artist right here, right now on the line. We got the one and only Ace Spitz. How you doing this evening?
Yo, what's going on?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. First and foremost, I gotta say, man, thank you so much for taking the time of your busy evening to come on the radio station. I gotta say, man, I love Philly hip hop, and I most definitely love what you do with your craft.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that.
But I gotta ask you there, Ace. Like, what made you actually decide to get into the music industry initially?
Well, in Philly, we very, hip hop based in Philly, especially in the urban community. So, basically, a lot of people around me was just rapping, and it influenced me to start doing it.
And I gotta ask you,
Like
man.
a
Like,
lot of people, I got a cousin right now who started rapping. He was one of my biggest influences. He currently is signed to Rock Nation. And I got a couple friends who I grew up with who we had started like a little rap group.
if you don't mind me asking, is that rap group still going on today, or did you guys kind of like part ways throughout the years?
They all started taking other ventures as we got older. I still carry the name of the True Boss Empire, and it started out as just True Boss, and then I added the Empire, and I still carry the name to this day.
And that's what's up, man. That was actually one of the next questions I have on my list. And if you don't mind me asking, like, how did you meet the other members? Like, what's the story behind True Boss Empire?
Basically, we started, like I said, we always rapping. Me and a couple of my friends, we formed a little group. At the time, one of my friend's cousins is Non Brigade, which is a old hip hop group that used to be hot in Philly. They had a big record deal, had a big record. Matter of fact, they did a couple big records. Worked with some people like Cash Money. They worked with them. Freeway, like State Property, Enes, Cassidy, to name a few. But anyway, they had a situation and they had a studio. And like I said, my friend, that was his cousin, so we used to go down there. And then one of his other cousins was a producer in the studio, so that's how the whole thing started with the group. And we made like two songs. One was called Get Crunk, and the other one was called The Jungle. And that was the only two songs we had made before everybody pretty much split and, started doing their own thing.
And also, 5 years ago, there in 2015, you were actually nominated for Best Male Rapper at the Philly Hip Hop Awards. I have to ask you, how does it feel to be nominated and, of course, actually, be recognized by your entire city?
Actually, you know what, to be honest, I was actually nominated in 2015 and in 2018. No, 20 was either 2017 or 2018. So I was actually nominated twice. But it feel good. You know what I mean? It just feel good. Anytime somebody recognize, you for what you do. It's a million rappers out here. So when you stand out amongst all the people that do what I do, it's always an honor.
Most definitely, it's like you know what, being recognized by your city must be a great feeling rather than being recognized by like another country type thing, man. So your city's most definitely seeing the work that you put in for sure.
Well, I disagree. I actually, my city is the easiest to gain. Actually, you start from your neighborhood, you branch out, you start doing shows, and then from there, that's how you pretty much you do videos, and then that's how you get known in the city. The country is actually was harder to get to because you can't be in all 50 states. You know what I mean? So you're trying to actually market to everybody outside of your city where you can't be 24/7. That'd be the most difficult part about it.
And also, you have done some amazing work as well with DJ Too Short. I want to ask you, how did you get connected with DJ Too Short? And of course, like, do you guys have any future projects currently in the works?
Actually, I plan on doing one more mixtape with him. My last mixtape I'm working on right now in the present. And got connect. He's the DJ for a lot of big Philly events, like even the Philly Hip Hop Awards. He always DJ them events, and the committee who run the Philly Hip Hop Awards, they use him to DJ all the events. So that's really how I got familiar with him. Outside of that, I started checking out his mixtapes. He got, and he also run with some people that also rap. So you know, he DJ their mixtapes, and he put out mixtapes with various artists in Philly. So between the combination of all that, that's how we got acquainted. To salute him even bigger, I really started working with him because I had worked with other DJs. Like I worked with DJ No Frills. He's a big DJ in Philly as well, Coalition DJ. I did mixtapes with him. And the thing I liked about DJ Too Short was that he really take time in the editing, and he don't overdo it. He just do enough to make it go how it need to go. You know what I mean? And he just do it just right. And not only that, he really take time in the listening and making sure the quality of the mixtape is on 100%. And you gotta respect DJs when they they give your project 100% like you did.
And when you brought up DJ No Frills a few moments ago, man, we actually heard about him way down here in Canada, man. He is a phenomenal DJ.
Oh yeah, shout out to DJ No Frills. That's my man. That's my guy. That's my guy.
And also, you were featured on BET's Freestyle Friday. I have to ask you, what was that experience like? And of course, how does it feel to be recognized by BET? Because that's a major network.
Yeah, that was a day I'll always remember for the rest of my life, to be honest with you. It made me feel proud to do what I do. I went to the YouTube studios in New York, never been there before. When you get in there, the most frustrating part probably was the lines, just getting registered. But after that, they treat you like a superstar the whole time. They had snacks and food, and you get upstairs in the actual YouTube studio, and you see multiple celebrities walking around, doing different things. So it was definitely a good experience. I had tons of interviews, a lot of photo work done, and a lot of video work done.
I gotta ask you, like, when you were actually at the BET YouTube studios, like, was there any other celebrities there with you, or were you just kind of like one-on-one type thing?
No, it was other celebrities there. It was Casanova was there. They had Sirius Jones there. They had DNA there. And they had like a few like up and coming rappers that like I didn't know about, but they had a deal, and they was just up in the ranks coming. So, but those three was the main people that I knew off top. You know what I mean? When you see face.
If you don't mind me asking quickly, is this still available on YouTube to be watched today? And if so, like, what's the actual YouTube channel where our listeners can check that out if they haven't did so already?
You can either I got the video actually up on my page because I stole it from BET. I copied the video that they put up. They have it on their page as well. You could put in the top 10 noticeable MCs. BET, they put me also as the top 10 notable MC. They like rank the rappers, and they made different videos for them. So you put BET top 10 notable MCs, BET Freestyle Friday, it'll come right up. I'm in there, and it's just 10 rappers that they thought was notable that they like. You know what I mean? That was in the cipher.
Hey man, that's pretty cool that you made the top 10 as well, man. Out of all the rappers in the world they could have put on there, man, they made you the top 10 MCs. That's actually phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I appreciate that moment, though. Like I said, I'll never forget that day. That day was, like, real memorable. You know what I mean? Just even anybody can't just walk up in the YouTube studios. They got a strict security in there. So you got to be somebody, and you got to have a pass and all that. So it was definitely a good experience. The interviews, everything was just so memorable. You know what I mean?
And aside from your music part of things there for a few moments, you were actually part of the movie American Bully. I have to ask you, how did you land that role? And of course, where can our listeners actually check that movie out if they haven't done so already?
Actually, I was in another movie too. Well, American Bully, you can check that out on Amazon. If you Amazon Prime member, I believe it's still free, so you shouldn't have to pay for it. You should be able to check it out for free on there. But it's called American Bully. And it's just so I could be direct, because I don't know if it's somebody else in there with the same title or a different title, but it's two people like facing. They got their gun, like a gun in their hand, pointing towards each other on the cover. So you know that's the one to look for American Bully. But yeah, that's on Amazon Prime.
And I have to ask you, man, when you were doing that movie, like, what was the experience like just being on set?
All right, so that day, and not to mention, I was in another movie too, but we'll get to that. That day, I was just chilling, having a good old regular plain day, and my cousin called me. My cousin, he worked with hip hop since 1987. That's like a big, like, independent company in Philadelphia. They run around and they interview different rappers, upcoming ones that might have been on and not got a deal no more, and even some of the rappers that do still currently are on. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. He do acting, and he run with another guy who's into making movies. His name is EQ, Jermaine Quick. So they just called me out the blue. They was in my neighborhood shooting scenes, and they, told me to come over and, get in the, movie, and that's how I pretty much took off from there. And that's how that happened. It ended up making on the news. It was big. It was in the movie theaters. We went and seen it on the big screen when it premiered. So that was a big one. And also, I did another movie that just came out this year. This one on YouTube right now. You can check it out. It's definitely a hot movie. If you ask me, it's actually edited better than American Bully. American Bully is a good movie. It got a good theme. I just like the editing, and I like, this is more my type movie, but it's called What They Talking About. It's on YouTube right now. You can check that out. And that's definitely, it's not, and it's What They Talking About, like, talking, but no G in it, and it's B-O-U-T. You know what I mean? So you can check that out, and I'm in that joint, too. And I don't even have a long role in there, but I just got a key role. I'm like, it's crazy because my role only like 2 minutes, but without me in the movie, you wouldn't have a movie. You know what I mean? Like, I was the guy that actually made the movie. I set two guys up. That one guy I knew from past with another guy that I already was dealing with, and then they ended up doing business with each other. It ended up going bad throughout the movie, but I was the one that set it up throughout the whole. You know what I mean? Set the whole movie up to go the way it went. Like, I set the two guys up. So that was my only role in the movie. So you can check that out. That's on YouTube.
And also, you appeared on the web series as well, titled Loyalty Is None. I have to ask you, what was that experience like, actually just being a part of that web series? And of course, where is it available to watch?
Alright, so Loyalty Is None. That was a good web series. He put it up on YouTube, and then due to he started having creative differences with the people involved with the actual web series, and he didn't want to take no lawsuits or like be in the potential of taking a lawsuit, so he had to end up taking them down because of having differences with some of the actors in the web series. But it was up for some period of time. He was going to redo it, but he never redid it. So that one pretty much, it's funny because I was in another movie called The Plug, and that one went sour too behind the same thing. You have creative differences sometimes with people, and that'd be an issue, and it hinders things from going past where it's supposed to go. So that's why you won't find anything. I got like little clips and pictures from when we were shooting it on Instagram at ACESPITZ62. You can scroll down and see different clips and pictures from the actual web series to get an idea of which type of web series it was. But yeah, he took it down. It's bad.
Hey, well, hopefully down the road, maybe you'll get bootlegged and somebody will leak it out. You never know, right?
Right. True. True. I wish I had did that.
Hey, man, probably back then when it popped on YouTube, you guys probably didn't really know like what was gonna happen with it, right? You guys probably thought, we're done filming it, we got paid. You know what I mean? It's gonna be on YouTube for good, right?
Right. 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 Right.
And also, back in May, you were actually featured on Young Streets Get the Bag. I have to ask you, how did you get connected with Young Streets? And of course, where can our listeners actually buy or stream themselves a copy of that actual single?
Oh yeah, that's worldwide. You could anywhere where you buy your music or listen to music, you can check that out. Get the bag. Even on YouTube. Young Streets, YUNG, STREETZ, featuring me, Spitz. You know what I'm saying? That's on worldwide. He's from Jersey. I met him dealing with this manager guy. Manager I was potential manager I was trying to deal with, and he was having events with other artists, and I used to attend them events to perform for him, and I ended up meeting Young Streets at one of them events, and then he ended up attending a couple events, and then we ended up establishing a bond, and we had laid a few songs from there. But yeah, he from Jersey, and the connection. It was just a genuine connection since we met, and we ended up just making a few songs. We got a song on YouTube. Me, him, and Donnie Love. It's called All We Know, and you should check that out. That's a nice song. It's an R&B hip hop song.
And also, back in June of this year, you actually released your album, Wreckin' Time Part 2. I have to ask you, what's the inspiration behind that album? And of course, where can our listeners actually snag themselves a hard copy if you actually have any available?
You can get at me directly at ACESPITV at Gmail and my Gmail account, and for request I'll send out a hard copy. I have no problem with doing that. Right now I only put it on YouTube. It's funny, I was just talking to somebody today about that. My mixtape, I put it on YouTube right now for a reason. I've been around a lot of people lately, and being around people and riding around with different people, I pay attention to how they stream their music. I found out that a lot of mixtape websites, right? Believe it or not, this might sound strange, and I might be one of the first people to say this, but women don't listen to mixtape websites. If only guys do. Only guys go on mixtape websites like that Piff and all those types. Women tend to go right to YouTube or go right to SoundCloud and listen to their music. They don't go to mixtape. So that's just something food for thought for any artist or anybody else that's listening. That's a jewel, you know what I mean? But I just found that comment, so I just put it right up on YouTube. It's easy. It's almost at, I think, like 2K streams. So you can go right on YouTube, Wrecking Time Part 2, DJ T-shirt. You know what I mean? I just put it on there for now. I wasn't too worried about putting it on the other mixtape websites, especially knowing that it's easily accessible on YouTube. That's like really a common place people go and listen to music.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually agree with that statement. You know what I mean? I really do. I really think that's smart because I'm gonna be honest. Even myself, like I check out the mixtape websites sometimes, but I'm more keen just to jump on YouTube. You know what I mean? If I really have to stream something, I'll just jump on YouTube. And me personally, I think YouTube has a much bigger reach than the mixtape sites. I really think mixtape sites are unfortunately starting to, to go downhill, if not go obsolete soon.
Right, right. I totally agree with you. And it's easier, and to add what you're saying, the thing about YouTube, you can just click on YouTube and type. You don't got to do too much. You don't got to wait for the site to load up, then search the artist, then search the project, because you might have 10, 20 different projects you got to do. You can just search the artist, all the projects come right up. You tap on the one that you're looking for. It's just so much faster and accessible. So.
But I have to ask you, Ace, what's next for you? Is there anything I missed during this interview? Anything else you still want to promote? We still have you here live on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM.
I'm working on it. I got my clothing brand. I'm currently in the process of putting together. I actually already have some designs. I have a True Boss Empire records uh, page, artist page on Facebook, and also a Spitz artist page. And on there you can see the designs that I got. But I got different designs. I'm in the process of really putting out a like clothing line under my brand because True Boss Empire is not just music. It's an empire of bosses, which means a bunch of people that's built on self-success. You know what I'm saying? So it's bigger than music. I'm really working on trying to make this brand stick in other ways besides just the music. So that's really the main thing right now.
And so, Ace, this is the time
And
in the. Oh, sorry about that.
I got a couple. My fault, nothing. My fault. And I got a couple singles. So I got a couple singles I'm going to drop soon. Waiting on this COVID to really go away, and we can really get focused back to normal business. But I got a couple singles. I got one with Ram Squad. I want to put that out there. Ram Squad is another big older hip hop group that was big when I was a baby, and they had a record deal, and they had a hit song called Ballers, which was very popular in Philly and all across the world. And that was one of the biggest singles, and I had the honor of being able to redo that song with the actual group. So I'm planning on releasing that worldwide soon. And I have another single I want to put out, but I'm just waiting on things to get back to normal. Along with the mixtape that I'm working on. And like I said, you can go on YouTube and check out a lot. I put a lot of new songs out on YouTube so people can check out.
And so, Ace, this is the time in the interview that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. And of course, man, your social media handles. That way our listeners can stay updated on everything Ace spits if they're not already doing so.
I want to shout out y'all first. Big out to y'all because y'all put me on. Y'all reached out to me. And it's an honor for me to even be on here. Big up to God, you know what I mean? And big up to the listeners and all the fans out there who support me. That's pretty much all it's everybody that covers everything right there.
If you don't want me asking their spits as well, what are your social media handles? That way our listeners can shoot you a follow.
That's right, my social media handles. Pretty much everything is ACESPITZ. Like I said, that's my Gmail account, my Facebook. Instagram is different. It's ACESPITZ62. So at ACESPITZ62. You hashtag eSpitz though, or True Boss Empire, you will only get my stuff. And on Facebook it's the same. Twitter is the same. True Boss Empire is on Twitter and Facebook. Anything pretty much. My name is original. It's mine. I had it for at least 10 years now. So anything you looking for me, you'll find. As long as you put the Z in at the end of the T. Don't put an S on it. You might get different results.
That's true, so remember, take the S off, replace it with a Z. But I gotta say, Ace,
right.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy evening to come on Outlaw Radio FM. It was truthfully an honor and most definitely a privilege, man, and I hope down the line we can definitely make this happen again.
Definitely, and for the record, so they know why I put that Z on the end instead of the S. Everything from A to Z.
I was actually wondering that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought it was just because the like Spitz is really common, right? I thought that's why you put the Z at the end, but I gotta admit, that's a pretty cool meaning behind that.
Yeah, everything from A to Z, man. Yeah, that's really that's how I look at it.
And that's the best way to look at it as well, man. Thank you so much again for coming on the radio station, man, and you most definitely have yourself a good night and try and stay safe out there out in Philly.
Hey, man, salute to Canada, salute to Outlaw Radio, man. Shout out to y'all, man. True Boys Empire. You already Philly big up on 215.
Most Dev, have yourself a wonderful night, brother.
All right, you too.